Well, okay, I'll say hello. It's Thursday and we're in October. It's the 7th of October. Things are moving right along. I want to say hello to all of my family who I know watch, and hello to all of your friends. Um, so I'll go ahead and get right to the point and share some music that was sent to me. And if the coffee kicks in, maybe I'll talk about other things. Maybe. I just received a package, an album from, what was his name, Nick? I think his name is Nick. I have the letter here, but let me see, is this it? Yeah. This was nice. Oh, from a Neil. He sent it with a card. People are so nice. Thank you, Neil, for sharing this album with me. I didn't know about it. Southeast of Saturn. What we have here is a Michigan shoegaze dream pop space rock compilation. And Neil's band, Naming Mary, are one of the bands on here. And you all know that I like this type of music. I like beauty and I like atmosphere. And you can find that in dream pop and shoegaze and space rock. Other places too, but I like shoegaze. And I appreciate you sharing this with me. It's cool that your band is on here. I do know some of these bands already. Majesty Crush, Fuchsia. I have a CD by Wendy and Carla. I already knew about Asha Bida. And Space Monkeys. I have an Auburn Lull CD. And Love Lies Crushing. And this is a varying quality, being that it's a regional representation. So you have the stuff that's really good, and you have stuff that's just okay. The first track is very good. Neil, your band is good on here. The sound of your band is almost like The Mission or something, almost like Sisters of Mercy with those guitars. I do like this, and I do appreciate this. Thank you very much for sending it to me. I just kind of don't feel the real need to make a lot of videos. I go through phases, and so I just pay attention to that. I do read all the comments, and one that I just saw this morning that I remember is that's a blow up of a magazine cover I was on about 6 years ago here locally. I like it. I like the fact that I was on the magazine cover. It's still up. I thought I would change it out. I got some artwork a while back from Michael Dawson. I still haven't gotten it framed. But frankly, I love looking in this image, looking in the viewfinder and seeing that behind me. I regret that neither of my parents were alive to see some of the things that I've been able to do that they would be proud of. That's a little thing, but it's still something that your folks would be happy for you. They would. Music news for folks who live in Omaha that watch this. Sunday, October 10th, the David Nance Band is going to do it's really kind of a private show. It's not private, but it is. I'm in the David Nance group. Some of y'all know who this cat is. Been in the band about 2 years now, and we're rehearsing, getting ready to record the new album. But David has decided to do a small, basically private, sort of private show this coming Sunday in his backyard. I'm not going to give out the address what I'll tell you is that if you're in Omaha and you're interested in attending the show, David Nance has a Instagram post about this where he says message him regarding the show if you want to get the address, if he wants to give you the address. We're going to be playing several new songs that we're going to be recording for the new album. And I'm happy to say I've turned a corner working with David. I'm at the point now where his music is kind of embedded in my head like my own music. In general, what he's doing is more roots-oriented and more country than what I generally listen to. But it's completely different when you make music with people directly and when you're involved with the people. Who they are rubs off on you, and that's part of what you're taking in with the music. And so in that sense, I'm really enjoying playing with David Nance and the music that he's coming up with. Sitting out before I go, some more records, just to show you. Someone in the vinyl community sent this to me, and I hadn't played it since they sent it to me, but this is gorgeous. The Dandelion War. We were always loyal to lost causes. This is described as post-rock. I find this to be, it slowly builds. There's the involvement of strings as well as guitars and basses and drums. I haven't paid any attention to the lyrics. They're obviously important, but just the overall atmosphere and approach that these people are making with this music is wonderful. The Dandelion War. We were always loyal to lost causes. Here's a CD I hadn't played in a while because I just love this man's music. I hope he's doing well. Yukihiro Takahashi. This came out in '91. A Day in the Next Life. It has not been released on vinyl. This is the only way to get it is on CD, and this is wonderful. He does a great version of Only Love Can Break Your Heart on here. But that's beside the point. His songs are what it's about. Just beautiful and so full of heart and compassion. Compassion. That's one of the things I like about Brazilian music is I feel a lot of compassion and saudades. Is that the name of the word they use? Played this because I had not played it in a long time. Phil Manzanera of Roxy Music. Primitive Guitars. This is a fun album. There are these spoken word interludes where he puts on there like little snippets of conversation that then goes into the music, and it just really works really well. It's really cool. Kind of like Robert Fripp's Exposure solo album. Over at David Nance's the other Monday for rehearsal, I saw this in his stack, and it reminded me how much I liked the song There's a Horse Out in the Rain. This is Moby Grape. 20 Granite Creek. Skip Spence is back in the band for this one. This one is highly country, highly rootsy, but Horse Out in the Rain, the last song on the album, it's psychedelic as fuck. Really, really cool. Real cool. One more. Another one that was gifted to me. Tony Banks, 5, with the Czech National Symphony Orchestra and Choir. This is Tony Banks doing his classical music thing, and he's good at it. The man is very good with lyrical, melody, and build. That's what I'm going to give to Tony Banks. It's not just that he's good with the melodies and beautiful chord sequences, but he also knows how to build it. That I appreciate. I think the only other thing I want to share is my basic mindset these days, which is cruise control, low stress. As I observe the world through my life that I live here in Omaha, as well as through the media, which we all share, I see that these times are just very, very strange and unlike anything I've experienced in my 66 years, everything regarding our structure that we rely on is tenuous at best right now. And the narrative, the overall narrative of what's happening on this planet, in this country, from my perspective, is in shreds right now. It seems that the main thing that we see is the playing of politics for the purpose of power, as opposed to anyone being in charge, concerned with solutions and taking care of people and the planet. I don't see that happening except on a very small scale amongst people, but not with world leaders and politicians. And I've been said it very clear many times. That's my position. It's humane concern about the future for the kids. People keep popping kids because that's human nature. But when I was a kid in the 60s, even though I'm black and I could see that the overall narrative that the world was presenting was not meant for me as a person of color, it still presented a narrative that made sense and was fairly intact, and it looked like we had a future. Right now, it looks like future is in the dustbin, and it's just a naked power grab. And so that's what I have to say about that. So I'm just living day to day, working on projects when I want to, not working on projects when I want to, just trying to have good days. And I hope that's what you can do too, is have good days.